Hello, everybody, and welcome to this video that I swear to God I thought I did before, and I went and looked for it, and I couldn't find it. So this might have been one of those videos I recorded and then lost when I had to get rid of a bunch of files. Or I did this on a live stream, although I looked and I couldn't figure out what live stream it would have been on. But we're going to do a book review of two beat poets, or at least people in the beat community slash San Francisco Renaissance thing. But we're going to talk some poetry. I'm going to read a couple poems to you, and then we're going to talk about what I think of these books here. So the first one, this is a remastered version of Gregory Corso's Gasoline. This was the City Lights Pocket Poet Series number 8. Then make it look like this. This is not cool. I do not like when book companies make new versions of books and then the books don't match the other books I've been collecting. City Lights, you know better. Why would you do this? This is not okay. I do not approve of this. So, like most books, cover design by Rex Ray. You fucked up, son. So this book has a couple books in it. Gasoline, and that was put out in 1958. And then The Vestal Lady on the Brattle, that was put out in 1955. Published by Richard Brunkenfeld in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Some of these poems appeared in the Cambridge Review, Contact, Audience, the Harvard Advocate, Esquire, Evergreen Review, the Pelican, World Telegram and Sun, and Partisan Review. Okay. So the first half of the book is Gasoline, and the second half is The Vestal Lady on the Brattle. Like most books that ever take place, there is an introduction by Allen Ginsberg. Am I right? Now this here is one of the things that drive me crazy. And like some of you might love this. So we're going to read a little bit of Ginsberg's introduction. Open this book as you would a box of crazy toys. Take in your hands a refinement of beauty out of a destructive atmosphere. These combinations are imaginary and pure in accordance with Corso's individual, therefore universal, desire. All his own originality. What's his connection but his own beauty? Such weird haiku-like juxtapositions aren't in the American book. But the real classic tradition, from Aristotle's description of metaphor to the wildness of his Shelley. Dude, what the fuck is happening? This is his great sound. Oh, drop the fire engine out of your mouth. Crazier. Dirty ears aim a knife at me. I pump him full of lost watches. What nerve? You, Mexico, you have no Chicago, no white blonde mall. He gets pure abstract poetry, the inside sound of language alone. Now, this is the part that made me want to throw this book in the fucking ocean before I even opened it up to read it. But what is he saying? Who cares? Guys. And maybe this is the difference between now and then. Like, we have Twitter now, or X. We have Instagram. We have all sorts of crap. If you want to say shit that doesn't mean anything and is pointless, but it just sounds good to the ear when you read it, just fucking post something. Don't go through the trouble of writing a book. Now, people back then, I know that they had books, but the beats in particular were auditory poets. They would read their poetry aloud. So this is almost like the beginning of the whole idea about how spoken word poetry sucks on the page. Because Ginsberg's talking about how good this sounds. Well, who's reading it to you? Are you reading it out loud, you weirdo? Or, like, are you hearing Corso read this wherever the fuck you... I don't know. Anyway, so that just rubbed me the wrong way. If you're gonna fucking take the time to write poetry, please have something to say. If you want to just say bubblegum bullshit, be a pop artist. Like, fucking leave poetry alone. Go fucking do something else. So I marked a few poems in here. Mexican impressions, just like random thoughts. Like, through a moving window, I see a glimpse of burros, a Pepsi Cola stand, and an Indian sitting smiling toothless by a hut. Oh, this is a good line. Stopping at Guaymas, a brand new Ford pickup filled with melancholy laborers. In the driver's seat, a young child, doomed by his sombrero. I like the idea of doomed by his sombrero, like, as a line, but this sounds very, like, elitist and borderline acist Ray, if you know what I mean. Just because he's wearing a sombrero, he's doomed to be a laborer instead of a shit poet. Like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, whatever. Let's move on to something else. In the Mexican zoo, they have ordinary American cows. That's interesting. Apparently he went to Mexico. On the walls of a dull furnished room, I hang old photos of my childhood girls. With breaking heart I sit, elbow on table, chin on hand, studying the proud eyes of Helen, the weak mouth of Jane, the golden hair of Susan. That poem, and that's it. That's as long as it is. I like that poem because this is a dull furnished room, and it's dull because he has his loves of the past, pictures of him on the wall, and he sits there like melancholy as fuck staring at him. This is when I start saying, if the poet you're reading has a boring fucking life, there's a good possibility their poetry is going to be shit. And I know a lot of, like, language poets and more academic poets are completely against that idea. And I know Oscar Wilde said something to kind of contradict that, but honestly, like... But this is the poem I read when I first opened the book. Let me tell you guys something. If you open up a book of poetry and you find a good poem, the first one you read it and you're like, oh, that's a good poem, read another poem, because there's a possibility that that's the only good poem in the whole book. Just saying. I read this on a live stream before. I am 25. With a love, a madness for Shelley, Chatterton, Rimbaud, and the needy yap of my youth has gone from ear to ear. I hate old poet men, especially old poet men who retract, who consult other old poet men, who speak their youth in whispers, saying, I did those then, but that was then. That was then. Oh, I would quiet old men, say to them, I am your friend. What you once were, through me, you'll be again. Then at night, in the confidence of their homes, rip out their apology tongues and steal their poems. That's just pretty good. I don't even like it as much now as I did before. I'm such a dick. Okay, so the rest of the poems that I'm going to read are from The Vestal Lady on Brattle. I marked that first one. I don't even really like it. You came last season. Let's do this one. You came and made you came and made penny candies with your thumbs. I stole you and ate you. At my feet crushed your wrappers in 1,000 streets. You hurt my teeth. You put pimples on my face. You were never anything for health. You were never too vitamin. You dirtied hands. And since you were stickier than glue, you never washed away. You stained something awful. I fucking love that poem. You came and made penny candies with your thumbs. I stole you and I ate you. And my feet crushed your wrappers in 1,000 streets. That's a fucking good damn poem, dude. Ugh. Greenwich Village suicide. Oops, I'm not allowed to say that. Greenwich Village S-word. Arms stretched out, hands flat against the window sides. She looked down, thinks of Bartok, Van Gogh, and New Yorker cartoons. She falls. They take her away with the Daily News on her face, and a storekeeper throws hot water on the sidewalk. That is a good poem about that kind of thing. And then that's the last thing I marked. Because this is fluff. I don't know. I didn't like it. I wanted to like it. I don't like it. There's maybe 2 poems in there I like, with maybe an extra 3 lines that I like. I hope this was enjoyable. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. How long is this video? Maybe I'll break this up into 2. I don't know. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Do y'all think? Join the crew down below. Come to live streams with me, okay? Type art, everybody. And I will talk to you all later.